All right, if we have negative 4x minus 10x, okay? You have to ask yourself first, are these like terms? They are. They both have x's, so they can be put together. So you're looking at the signs in front. Negative 4 and negative 10 is going to give us negative 14x. You just combine the coefficients the same way that you would if the x's were not there, and just leave the x's alone. I use that fancy word, coefficients. What is a coefficient? What? It is not the x. It has to have an x to be a coefficient. A coefficient is the number being multiplied by the variable. So if I had something like 4x, this 4 right here, that would be my coefficient. And then, of course, the x, we would call that our variable. So it's the number in front of your x is what you're going to see. I'll use that word pretty often, really throughout this class, so it's one that you want to know. So coefficient is a good one to have written down there. All right, let's skip on down to some of the more difficult ones. Let's look at number 12. For 12, we've got n plus 4 minus 9 minus 5n. Now, the thing students get most confused on when combining like terms is they look at the wrong sign. Okay? The sign of a number here is going to be in front of that number or that variable, right? So, here, this is a positive n. We have a positive 4, a negative 9, and a negative 5n. Right, so the sign in front of the expression is what we're looking at, not the one behind it. Sometimes students will see this 4, they'll look at the negative behind it and treat it like it's a negative 4. It is not, it's a positive 4. Okay? So some teachers make their students rewrite this so that your like terms are together and then have you combine. So if you do that step, like if I put my n right here, I'd also have to put my 5n there. And then I would put my plus 4 and my minus 9. I am not going to require you to do that step, but if it helps you, you may want to do that if you're getting kind of mixed up with the pieces. So when I do n minus 5n, oh, I don't have a number with this n. I don't have a coefficient. What is it? 1. Okay, so 1n minus 5n is going to give me negative 4n. And then I can put these two together, positive 4, negative 9, negative 5. So I can write that as a minus 5. And then, can I put negative 4n and the negative 5 together? I cannot. They are not like terms, so I would have to stop right here. Okay, questions so far? All right, let's skip down to like number 26. Okay, negative 9, 6m minus 3 plus 6 times 1 plus 4m. All right, now to do this problem, we've got to do something that we really haven't done yet in this class. We've got to distribute, right? So this -9 right here, it is being multiplied by everything inside of that parentheses. So it is being multiplied by the 6m, and it is being multiplied by the -3. So we have to multiply both of those terms by our -9. So -9 times 6 is going to give us -54m. And -9 times -3 will give us a positive 27. So we'll just put plus 27. Then we have the second number here, the 6. It is a positive 6. Use that sign in front of it. If that was a -6, we'd do it like we were distributing a negative there. So we're going to distribute that 6 to that second parentheses. So I've got plus 6. 6 times 1 gives me 6. And then I've got to do 6 times 4m, which is going to give me 24m. Okay. So then, after this, we need to see if we can combine further. So we can, because we have some m's we can put together. We also have these constant terms that we can put together. So what I like to do, rather than like reordering it and rewriting it, a lot of times I'll like draw a box around the things that I can combine. So I've got a -54 and a positive 24. What's that going to give me when I put those together? -30m. And then I'll kind of mark them off because they have been combined. And then I've got other stuff. Sometimes if you have like a longer list, I'll use different shapes. So I'll like put a circle around this and a circle around this. So if I got positive 27 and positive 6, what do I get when I combine those? 33. Is it positive or negative? Positive, so I'll put plus 33. Check both of those off because they've been combined. Can I combine these two together? I cannot because they are not like terms. I will just stop here. Okay, questions? Okay, I want you guys to try the rest of this worksheet right now. So do as many as you can, and then we'll start looking at some solving equations. Yes? Yes. Equations, variables on both sides. We have already went over some like term stuff, so we're going to skip this slide right here. Okay? Distributive property. We also did this a little bit, but just as a quick refresher, distributive property tells me that if 3 is multiplied by this parentheses, I can just multiply both terms in the parentheses by that number. So 3 times 2x would give me 6x, and then 3 times -1 would give me -3. Okay, so your steps for solving multi-step equations are right here. And notice right here for step number 3, I said skip until next section. Okay, so we want to go in this order. There is going to be a third step that we're going to do tomorrow when we have variables on both sides. But for today, I'm only going to give you problems where the variables are all on one side. So we're not going to need to do that section, that number right there today. So the first thing you want to do in solving equations is distribute if it's necessary. Sometimes it is not necessary because there's nothing to distribute. Okay? Then you will need to combine like terms on each side of the equation. This is the step right here that most students skip. And you can get the right answer, but I find that students skip that step are usually bad equation solvers. And so there will be a third step, but we're not going to have any that will need that third step today. So we should go today, once we have done these things, we should be at a 1 or 2 step equation, and we'll just solve those like we did yesterday. Okay? So, let's do some problems. Let's look at example 1 here. We've got 2x plus 3x equals 25. Step 1 tells me to distribute if necessary. So, Aiden, do we need to distribute here?
Yes.
What would we distribute?
2x and 3x.
That is not called distributing. We do need to deal with the 2x and 3x, but is there anything to distribute? No. What do we need to do with the 2x and 3x? Just combine. So we do not distribute. We are going to combine these like terms. So 2x and 3x, we're just combining them. That is going to give us 5x. We bring everything else down. Okay? That brings us back to a one-step equation. We just need to divide 5 on both sides. X equals 5. Okay, questions on 1? All right. I do, at this point, still want you showing your work on these. In fact, it's becoming more important rather than less important. Isabella, on number 2, our first step is to distribute. Do we have anything to distribute here? Okay, what are we going to distribute? Very good. Whenever we do that, what will we get? Perfect. Okay. Then, Isabella, what would we do next? Very good. Oh, I forgot to ask her the second step. Second step is to combine like terms on each side. Did we have any like terms to combine on each side? We didn't here, so we just move on to solving. So we'll get 6x equals 36. What's our last step? Divide by 6. So x will equal 6 for this one. Okay, questions? All right, Evan, help me on number 3. Wonderful. What do we get?
We would get -1 to n is -5.
Very good. Please combine your like terms first. Here's what a lot of students want to do. 10 equals 2n minus 5 minus 3n. They add that 5 right there because students just like to use the numbers. They like try to avoid the letters as much as possible. Technically, you can do it this way, but I find students that do that first are not good equation solvers most of the time because sometimes it gets you into what you cannot do. What are y'all checking out there? Is there a helicopter?
What's so funny about a helicopter? I gotta see it.
mean, oh, there, it's back. Can anyone see what it says on it? It's obviously looking at whatever. I mean, circling around this area.
Imagine you know who else be mowing football. Okay, there's not going to be a helicopter going after a kid. That's Coach Robinson. Do you not remember last year?
Huh?
Okay, so.
Yeah.
You don't remember last year?
Yeah. I mean, I need to know what type of helicopter it is to know what this could possibly be.
Coach Robinson will find you.
Did we see a?
You don't remember that? You had the coach. You remember that? Well, it wasn't actually like that.
Yeah. You would think it'd be looking for a place to land if it, and it may just. I mean, the football field or the, I don't know where it's trying to go, though. It does not look like anyone is in distress down there on the field, so.
We're going back. I think they're looking for a reason to escape.
Somebody taking helicopter flying lessons. Yeah, and you would think they wouldn't fly over, like, populated areas as much. Alright, everybody back over here. Alright. Okay. Giancarlo, sorry, I forgot to stop the video. There's a helicopter outside of the window, and we're trying to figure out what it's doing. If he watches this video, he'll hear nonsense for 5 or 6 minutes where we stopped. Alright. Okay. Huh? I think they could look like anything. Alright. Okay. Let's finish solving here. We've combined like terms. We will add this 5 while we're refocusing. And then you can put that 1 there if you want or not, but you got to divide by -1. So we'll get -15 equals n. Okay. Questions? All right. Here's our next one. Okay. All right. Ian, what will we do on example 4?
You would start by distributing the -3 with the x. So you get -3x, and then you get +15 because negative plus or times negative is positive.
Perfect.
Then you would just finish out the rest of the question. Plus 10 equals 1. And then after you combine 15 and 10, you would get negative 3 plus 25 equals 1.
Now, you just said negative 3 plus 25
I combined them.
equals 1. Is that what you meant if you look at what I've written up here? Did I miss anything?
No, I just did it.
No. You just didn't say something that you have to have. I don't think.
I'm lost.
What do we need with that negative 3?
Oh, X.
X. You may have had it written. But don't lose it because it makes a big difference. You can't solve for X if you don't have one. Alright, keep going.
Then you would subtract 25 to get rid of that. To get rid of the 25, then you would pull it over to the 1, which would give you negative 24, and then you would divide that by negative 3x. Give you 8.
Okay. Okay. Now our last step here is to divide by negative 3. That will give us a positive 8. All right, questions. This is basically, this one included all the steps. It's basically what you're going to run into. All right, so your assignment is going to be a worksheet. I'm going to pass it out here for you.